can chase the gloomy clouds away. Keep the doubts at bay, 'cause baby, you're mine. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll sing it over and over. I love you. One more try, I didn't know how much I loved you. One more try, let me put my arms around you. Living all these lonely nights without you. Oh baby, can we give it one more try? It's for the front row right here.
It wasn't always like this. Less than 1 year ago, Timmy was a young man from Fresno with talent, strong feelings in his heart, and a song he wrote and recorded in a friend's garage studio. Today, Timmy T has the #1 single in America and is on his way to being an international star. This is Timmy T's story in his own words and song. Dreams can come true.
We have found each other.
I can remember when I was young, probably about 11 years old, I did a puppet show for my family. And, I went out and bought some Muppets that I got at some department stores and figured I'd throw a little puppet show because I was always interested in puppets. And, I got a lot of applause from the family. They were really happy and they thought it was really neat. Growing up in Fresno was a lot of fun. It's a nice, quiet town. It's my town. I was born and raised here, and I know a lot of the people here, which is really nice. Going to bigger cities, it's really scary for me because I'm so used to the smaller town, and it's really quiet out here. Here's a place I used to hang out when I was a kid. My grandmother used to drop me off here, and I would go on all the rides. As you can see, it's a nice sunny day. We have the nice lake over here, and nice beautiful trees. It's a great place to be. I used to love coming here.
You bring me so much joy, it's just a fantasy.
When I first met Tim, he was a magician. He was still a magician, and that was sort of the ends of that before he got right into music. And he used to go around all through the valley, doing little shows.
When I was about 16, I tried out for the circus as a clown, and I also juggled. Let me show you a couple of juggling techniques that I learned when I was a kid. I don't do this anymore, so I just picked these up and see if I can still do it. Okay, here we go. Oh boy, there we go. Sure is hard. Another thing I used to do when I was young is I used to sneak into gym class after school and jump on their trampolines and their mats to learn to juggle. Boy, was I a bad kid. Anyway, I went out and bought me this big trampoline so I could do flips. Check this out, watch.
No other woman can take your place.
Whoa, that's fun.
So let me
On stage, Tim could be very spontaneous. He would, maybe somebody would lose a line and he'd pick it up immediately and carry the ball. And if he saw something funny, something humorous, he and his friends, all the kids, they would drop the regular line and have a little mini comedy right there. And it was really great. It was a lot of fun teaching them.
These are the apartments I used to live in when I was a kid. And as a matter of fact, my apartment I used to live in was apartment B, 1411, right there, apartment B. I used to live right there, and I used to walk across this little field to the school right across the way called Fort Miller Middle School. And here we are on Blackstone. This is where the kids cruise on Blackstone here in Fresno, California. On the weekends and late at night, you could see kids cruising out here in their nice cars, all fixed up, booming their music loud. Sometimes I hear my music. Isn't that cool? Here's one of the malls in Fresno. It's called Manchester. We'll be driving by there. Place I used to hang out when I was a kid. As a matter of fact, I used to drive a tram, a little bus, to pick people up from their cars and take them to the little stores around here. That got old quick. A lot of people don't know this, but a good portion of my album is written for an ex-girlfriend. I was in a relationship where I was really much in love, and I had a lot of inspiration there. As a matter of fact, when I first wrote my first song, it was entitled Time After Time, and that's the name of my album. I went into a friend's garage and recorded Time After Time on an 8-track system. As a matter of fact, it's a version you can hear on the radio today. It cost me $181 to record this song.
got to be your man. Why don't you let yourself go? Don't you know?
What I did to get started is I recorded a song time after time, and I took the 2-track master reel to Los Angeles, and I pressed up 250 demo 12-inch records, which I brought back to Fresno, and I literally took to radio stations and roller skating rinks and clubs and DJs, and I would basically ask them to play my record.
We would take the record into the nightclubs, and he would ask the DJs to play a song, and he would introduce himself, and he was always a professional, and sometimes they would and sometimes they wouldn't, but he never gave up. He was always determined in everything that he does. He's determined, and he sees it through, and he gives it the best he can, and that's what's made him where he is today.
He's pretty professional about it. He brought his record in and he wanted us to play it. Most people bring in tapes and aren't very organized about it. You know, he's professional. It has a nice dance beat to it. It works very well with, especially the type of listener in this area.
One day, the receptionist said, "There's somebody here to see you who wants to drop off a record." And I went up front, and there was this guy who handed me his business card. The business card said, "Timmy T's Lockout Service." A guy who spent time in Fresno. He'd taken a correspondence course in locksmithing and would go around and get people out of their parked cars. And anyway, he handed me his business card, and he handed me a 12-inch single of a record he had recorded called Time After Time. And within a minute of it being on the turntable, I knew it was a hit. So we put the song, Time After Time, on the radio station, and right away it generated requests. Right away people were asking, calling up and asking what this record was.
When I was starting out, you know, there was a lot of groups that were coming to Fresno performing, and I wanted to get some exposure. So what I did is I called the concert promoters that were bringing these groups to town, and I would basically ask them if they would let me be the opening group for these artists that were coming to town. And you know, I did it for no pay. I didn't get paid to do any of these shows, but I knew that deep inside that the exposure was going to be, you know, worth $1 million in the end. There was a time when I was doing concerts, actually it was like the first couple of shows I did, you know, I got a really bad reaction from the crowd. As a matter of fact, I got booed. I felt really bad. I wanted to crawl under a rock and hide. There was a radio station in Fresno that I took my record to, you know, and thank goodness he played my record because the program director really liked the song, and so he began to play my record. I can remember the first time I heard my record played on the radio. I was in the living room at home, and I had the radio on real low because I was trying to listen because I knew they were going to play it because they had said they were going to play my record. So I was like listening. All of a sudden I heard the first few bars of my song. I go, no way. So I ran to the radio, I turned it up full blast, and I went screaming through the house. I go, Mom, Dad, listen, listen. It was really neat. It was just a great experience to hear your song on the radio. And even today, when I hear my songs on the radio, it still gives me a great feeling.
It's been a long time since you left me. I didn't mean to make you cry. I didn't mean to disappoint you. I didn't mean to tell you lies. And after all that we have been through, won't you let me tell you why? One more try. I didn't know how much I loved you. One more try. Let me put my arms around you. Living all these lonely nights without you. Oh baby, can we give it one more try? It's been a long time since I've kissed you. It always used to feel so good. And if you knew how much I missed you, you'd forgive me if you could. And now that we have found each other, can't we give it one more try? One more try. I didn't know how much I loved you. One more try. Let me put my arms around you. Living all these lonely nights without you. Oh baby, can we give it one more try? And after all that we have been through, won't you let me tell you why? And now that we have found each other, can't we give it one more try? One more try. I didn't know how much I loved you. One more try. Let me put my arms around you. Living all these lonely nights without you. Oh baby, can we give it one more try? Oh girl, you know I love you. I just want you to know our love I'll always treasure. So please, just don't let me go.
These days in the music industry, a big budget, heavily produced sound is the rule. Well, today, we introduce you to an exception. 23-year-old Timmy T.
Timmy T.
Timmy T, remember this name?
Timmy T.
Timmy T.
Timmy T.
Timmy T.
Al mundo artístico, con nosotros, Timmy T.
It's a song that I wrote for an ex-girlfriend, a simple song that I, did in Fresno. I had to buy radio trade magazines that had radio stations listed in them and the phone numbers, and what I would do is get the addresses and send the records and call them. I mean, I didn't know it couldn't be done. My phone bill was probably like $600-700. My mom nearly flipped.
Is it true that some woman dumped you?
Oh, the woman that dumped me. Yes,
And you wrote that song for her?
Yeah, I wrote the song for her.
And where is she now?
Who
cares? I'm making money.
First thing I bought with my first royalty check for my first song, which was Time After Time, I bought me this car. I've always wanted a '67 convertible Mustang. That's exactly what I went and bought. And it's really great. It's a dream come true for me because I've always wanted to get one of these. Kind of hard to find. But you look cool in it.
Tim still lives in Fresno. We're still good friends. I keep in touch with him as often as possible, and he asked me if he's changed. No, he's still the same Tim.
A lot of people don't know this, but I check my own mail because this is my fan club address. And if you've written me, you know that this is 5701. This is in Fresno. This is where my P.O. box is, and this is my key. It's on my car keys. So I just checked this a couple days ago. There shouldn't be so much mail here. Oh boy. All these letters. Florida, Alabama, Iowa, New Orleans, Oxnard. I got some reading to do.
He's a real show person. He captivates you. He's got a presence about him. You know when you meet Tim that he's got something special.
One more try. I didn't know how much I loved you. One more try. Let me put my arms around you. Living all these lonely nights without you. Oh baby, can we give it one more try?
Here's one of the malls I used to hang out in as a kid. It's called Manchester Mall, and this is in Fresno, California. And maybe we'll go by the record store and see if they have my records. Wow. Some cute girls that hang out here. Ah, here's a record store. The record shop. Let's go and see if they got my record. This is cool. My CD in a Fresno record store. Can you beat this? Look at this.
I said it before, I'll say it again, I'll sing it over and over. I love you. Don't worry about those little troubles we're in. Listen over and over till I love you. Girl, look in my eyes. There's a place for you inside my heart. And you'll never have to question it. You can count on it, baby, rely on it. Girl, no more lonely nights. Lying here beside me, safe in my arms. We can chase the gloomy clouds away. Keep the doubts at bay, 'cause baby, you're mine. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll sing it over and over. I love you. Don't worry about those little troubles we're in. Just listen over and over till I love you. Girl, no more lonely nights. Lying here beside me, safe in my arms. We can chase the gloomy clouds away. Keep the doubts at bay, 'cause baby, you're mine. I said it before, I'll say it again, I'll sing it over and over. I love you. Don't worry about the little troubles we're in. Just listen over and over till I love you. Girl, your smile, the sun ought to see. He might just think you're the new star to be. I say, girl, you're amazing. You're my special lady. You know I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life. Oh, girl, say it again, I'll sing it over and over. I love you. Don't worry about the little troubles we're in. Just listen over and over till I love you. Said it before, I'll say it again, I'll sing it over and over. I love you. Don't worry about the little troubles we're in. Just listen over. Can we give it one more try? Okay, let me hear you. One more try. I didn't know how much I loved you. One more try. Let me put my
Timmy, hold on. Now, if I was to introduce you with Timmy, would you go, ah! Really? If I introduce you to him, hold on. I want you to meet Timmy T. Timmy, she wants.
Dreams can come true.